like, man, this could be like my defining moment, so to speak? Is was that kind of thing even kind of crossed your mind during that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as you're going on the field, you realize that this could be a pretty special way to end your senior year, and I think that's why I got pretty excited there at the end. Been through a lot this year, mentally, and I thought there for a second that was maybe the sweetest way to write your story, and but it didn't happen. It's unfortunate, man. I mean, there's more to life. There's more to football. God is good all the time, and but it stinks. To throw a pick on your last against Tech. You got to deal with that. You got to remember that for the rest of your life. So that stinks.
What happened on the play?
Well, it was a read pass combo, and I was reading the will linebacker, and if he squeezed on the run to Chubb, I would step back and rip the slant in there to Malcolm, and that's what happened. And made the right read and just was trusting Malcolm to get in there, and all I can remember is that guy was way over the top of him, and it's kind of hard to remember right now what I could say I could do differently. But it's a trusting route that I was trusting him to get in there, and I bet when I go back and watch it, it's one that when you pull it out, he's not really open. You may just throw at his feet and live to play another down, but that's football, man. You make instant decisions, and you got to live with them for the rest of your life.
I know y'all talked about coming out of halftime, with a little more spark than you have in some games. Third quarter, y'all were barely on the field at all. They had 37 plays to 3 on your side. What were you feeling like when you get out there and get the defense off the field?
Yeah, I mean, that's a pain in the butt to play on an offense. I mean, you don't play a lot of different offenses that affect you as an offense, and that one does. I mean, it's not a fun offense to play, especially when you're on defense, and it's not a fun offense when you're on offense. You don't get many possessions, and you look up and half of the quarter's gone. And so we came in at the second half, and obviously that play Swan had was huge. But yeah, I mean, you felt like that. I felt like that the whole game, and that's how it's going to be when you come in. And the one thing we talked about was because of that offense, we gotta take advantage of getting touchdowns and not field goals, and we didn't do a good job of that today.
Hutson, to go from that fourth quarter drive, get the ball in the end zone to Malcolm, and then the pick there. I mean, I see it up and down with emotions, and kind of how do you encapsulate it?
The reality of it is you go from storybook ending of your senior year to throwing a pick on your last play in in-state rivalry game, and there's no sugarcoating it. It stinks, man. You're gonna remember that for the rest of your life. So it stinks.
Did you think when you released the ball that it was going to be a problem?
No, I didn't. I mean, it happened so quick, and it's one of those things where I know Malcolm's coming in there, but I got my eyes on the linebacker because I'm reading him, and I'm kind of putting the ball in there, waiting to see what he does, and I knew what coverage they were in, and right before the snap, I was like, man, if Malcolm wins here, this may be a touchdown, and the will bit on the run, and I stepped up and tried to rip a slant in there, and I bet when I go back and watch it that it was probably one of those balls I could have played to live another down, but hindsight's 20/20. It won't be a regret I ever have. It's just something that you live with.
You nearly transferred a couple of years ago. Do you have regrets at this stage at all?
None.
You guys were going to play a bowl game. Obviously, you had a higher tier one you could have got today. How do you guys, just deal with your destination? I know it's not fresh on your mind now, but you have another game to play still.
Yeah, I mean, it stinks, man. I mean, you go from, this week thinking you may be able to play for a national championship if you control your own destiny, and obviously if you win the SEC, and you go from being so high and so hopeful and to really being as low as you can get in sports, and I think that's important why you don't set your identity in football. This stuff comes and goes and it fades, but relationship with your family and friends and with God is what's most important, and it's lasting. So it'll take a little while to get over this, and but eventually we'll bounce back.
Does it sting a little bit knowing that y'all spent 2.5 minutes driving it to put y'all ahead and then one field goal and y'all are going into overtime?
Yeah, I mean, they had phenomenal field position after that kick, and the kid made a 53-yard field goal. That definitely took a lot of momentum out of it, and but I mean, shoot, you're on the 10-yard line, you're driving, all you need is basically a touchdown, and just goes to show you just keep playing, and one play, good or bad, can go against you. Didn't work out.
What was that? I don't want to bring it up, but what was that last throw that finished the game?
It was just a slant route. I was reading the wheel linebacker. Slant was there, and was just trusting Malcolm that he was going to get in there, and just ripped it. And probably going back, probably could have thrown it at his feet or thrown it away. I don't think I forced it. I think the guy just made a really good play, and if I would have kind of noticed that, would have probably thrown it away or something. It is what it is.
What did Coach Rick say after the game? He's not exactly lost to Georgia Tech a ton through the years.
Just told us that he was real proud of us, that we battled, that we deserved to win, and that was about it.
How frustrating was it, red zone, not being able to get the touchdowns we need?
Yeah, I mean, that eventually cost us the game today. Those fumbles obviously hurt, and then, a ball to Mike that I'm not as accurate as I could be on. It's just very frustrating. And that's what we talked about, that you got to score touchdowns against these guys, and we didn't do that. So it's definitely had a big impact on the game.